I want to do one thing today, just one. I may do more than one, but I'm planning to do one thing, and that is to bring up 5 topics and giving you what Americans want and what you should want versus what non-Americans want or the people who do not like America and want to change America, which I've talked about in the past, makes them an invader. If you go into someone's country and you ask, okay, how do we do things here? I would like to assimilate, become part of this country. What do I do? How do I act? What language do I need to learn? What is my religion? What do we advocate for? What are the principles of the country? If you do that, you are assimilating and becoming an American. And if you do the opposite, if you say, I don't care how y'all do things here, I come from a different country and I'm going to be the way that we are in my country, but I'm going to do it in your country. You are an invader. So if you're trying to abstain from being an invader, and if you are actually trying to become an American, these are 5 things you should understand, okay? We will get people saying, well, I'm an American. My family's been here for 80 years, and I disagree with this. They don't understand what America is. They're trying to defy it. They are leftists. They are disruptors, okay? To be an American is to advocate for a constitutional republic. A republic is a specific people group. Even if you're not the same color, you at least have the same principles, values, morals, and ideals. You worship the same God. That's a republic. Okay, we used to have a republic. Now, when I say we are a republic, that means even if the republic is a dilapidated mess, a smoking mess on its last leg, that's still what I want to be. So when I say America is a constitutional republic, I'm telling you what America is supposed to be, and therefore that's what we're aiming for. So if you want to be an American, you need to be a constitutional republic. You should prioritize the empowerment of a republic and the authority of the Constitution, which is not for our government. It's for us, the American citizens, the real Americans. It's to protect us from the government. That's why it was created by our brilliant founding fathers. So here's 5 different topics, and I'll let you see the 2 major overarching options of these subjects, and I'll tell you which one you should choose should you have the goal of assimilating into America and being an American to the best of your ability. So 1, immigration. This is a tough one for people to accept, because if you come over from Mexico, you come over from India, you come over from Afghanistan, you naturally want other people from those countries to come here too, so that you can have people that are like you. But remember, the goal is to be like an American if you want to be an American, not be like an Afghanistani, not to be like a Mexican, not to be like an Indian, but to be like an American. So immigration is very important. You cannot have a republic if you're letting everyone in with no discrimination whatsoever. So here are the options with immigrations. You can either let people in who are intelligent, well-mannered, already understand the basic concepts of Western civilization, people like you, right? When I say like you, I mean like an American, because that's what we're trying to be here. You can let in smart, hardworking, capable people that are like you, or you can let in low IQ rapists, murderers, and thieves. Now, obviously, we're trying to recreate the republic here. We're trying to make America a good country where people can be happy. You know, people can expect justice and truth. They can have the good things in life. That's what we want. That's what we once had, and we want it again. So when we're talking about immigration, let's say we let in 1,000 distinguished high IQ English gentlemen. Okay, you'll hear the disruptors, the invaders, the communists, the leftists, whoever, the disruptors, you'll hear them say, oh, you have no problem letting in 1,000 white people. We have no problem letting in 1,000 people who can assimilate to our culture and will be useful to our country. That's what we don't mind. If you let in 1,000 low IQ rapists, that's a problem. Even if they're white, that really doesn't matter. I'd rather let in 1,000 awesome Asians who are high IQ, hardworking, speak English, and worship Jesus than 1,000 white barbarians. Okay, so don't let them guilt trip you into thinking the skin color is the main issue here. It's not. Want people that can assimilate well and be useful for our country. Remember, all this is based on what's good for the country versus what's bad for it. We want good things to happen to us. This is our home. We want to make it better. So when we're talking about immigration, when they say, hey, there's all these third world refugees that need somewhere to go, can we take in 5 million of them? No, we can't. We're not trying to make our country worse. Our country's got significantly worse since the 60s. Way worse. It's almost unrecognizable. It is unrecognizable in many parts of America. Go to a major city, go to the bad neighborhoods. Those aren't supposed to exist here. They don't have to exist. We don't have to let them exist. We don't have to endure this. We have choices. We have options. We can advocate for certain things. And if we all advocate together, there ain't nothing the government can do about it, because we will vote for the people that support the vocal 90% of the country. Okay? So we need to know what to advocate for. We want to advocate for smart immigration. And as of right now, what we need is to deport about 20 million people who don't belong here. And if we do need more people, take them from good countries. Take high-quality people. Not every person's the same. We want high-quality people to build our country up and make it better so that we can thrive, we can innovate, we can have art, we can have massage parlors, nail salons, we can have universities, we can have all the nice things that are not required for life, but make life better. Make life more beautiful. Number 2, taxes. We do not want taxes. It has not worked out for us. The tax system has not worked out for us because they just take 40% of our income and use it to help illegal immigrants who aren't supposed to be here anyway. So it's just theft. And every time we send $1 to our government, a lot of it, most of it, if not all of it, ultimately goes to one of these satanic pedophiles that controls the government. It's a scam. Taxation is a scam. I would say it's always a scam. You can spend your money better for you, your family, your neighborhood, your state. You can spend your money better than the government can. I don't think you can argue against that. I don't think there's a single valid argument that can be made that says, no, I think that if we give our money to the satanic pedophiles, they'll spend it more wisely than we will. You can't make that case. You can't. At this point, can't happen. So we don't want taxation. We don't want any of it. Every penny we give to them is a penny that has been scammed from us by the evil, evil men and women who are in our government, ruining our lives. So that's another problem with importing 30 million low IQ criminals. Those 30 million people, when they get the right to vote, will always vote for taxes. In fact, many people believe that's the primary reason for flooding our country with illegals, at least for the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party is more socialist. The Republicans are socialists too. Don't let them lie to you. The Democrat Party is effectively the Communist Party, and of course their goal is to take all of our money, and they say, we'll manage it well. Well, we know throughout history that always ends in poverty and death for us. We don't want taxation. We don't want to pay a single penny in taxes. It's a scam. It doesn't work. It's ruining our lives. It's ruining our nation. It's ruining the lives of our children and grandchildren, and we don't want it. We do not want that. So if you want to be an American, you need to speak vehemently against taxation. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. If we all keep our own money and you're struggling, guess what? Your neighbors, your local church, they've got money now. They don't have to give it away to the evil government. They have money. We can do things together. We can help each other. But we can't help each other when the government takes all of our money and says they'll handle everything. They don't. It's a scam. If anyone tells you that taxation is not a scam, they are lying to you. They might not know any better. They might be kind of dumb or naive, or they're just flat out lying to you. Either way, what they're saying is not true. Don't listen to those people. Be an American, be against taxation. Long ago in American history, there was a 2% tax on tea. Americans responded by dumping all of the tea into the harbor. It was a terroristic act, a good terroristic act. It was actually us defending ourselves, something we need to do more often these days. So be against taxation. Don't be a disruptor. Don't be an invader. Don't come here and then demand that the government keeps stealing our money and giving it to you. That makes you an enemy. That makes you a bad guy. You're an enemy of America. Therefore, you are not an American. Okay? Number 3, abortion. There's 2 options here. When there's an unwanted pregnancy, you either solve it by murdering the baby or don't murder the baby. Those are the 2 options. So just on its face, just knowing that, that's what it boils down to. Which one sounds like the right thing to do? Murder babies? Don't murder babies. Those are the 2 options. Now, if you don't understand why refraining to murder babies is the correct option, you're a long way away from being an American. You don't get it. You don't understand that murder is bad. We don't want to murder. We don't want that. This can go back to the taxation thing, too. A lot of people say, I would be okay having this baby, but I only make $30,000 a year. I'm a single mom. I can't take care of it. I'm scared. I'm going to kill it. Well, if we weren't being taxed, we would have money. The single mom would have more money. Her neighbors would have more money. Her local church would have more money. The local successful entrepreneur could open up a place that helps single mothers. We can do all this ourselves. We don't need the government scamming us out of our money and pretending like they're going to help. That doesn't help anything. It's all a scam. So when it comes to abortion, we do not want to murder the baby. No matter what, whether we have money or not, that does not justify murdering a baby. The most innocent amongst us is a baby, especially an unborn one. Hadn't even cried yet. Not that a baby crying is an evil act. That's their instinct. That's their nature. That's how they get help. But you definitely don't murder a baby before it's even exited the womb. That's a very evil act. We've been lied to. We've been told it's not evil. It's always been evil. It was evil thousands of years ago when they sacrificed babies to demons to Baal so they can have a better life. That's all we're doing. Hey, I want a better life. I don't want a baby, so I'm going to kill it, and then the demon god will grant me a better life. Nope, I have no responsibility now. Thank you, demon. I'm glad I sacrificed my baby to you. We don't do that. We don't want to do that in America. We do that in America now that it's a satanic country, but we don't want that. We want to change it back to a country that's rooted in morals and ethics based on God, based on the 10 Commandments, based on what Jesus has told us. Murdering babies is not an option in that case. We cannot do that and have a good country. So if you're coming over here from a different country, you're trying to be an American, you truly want to assimilate, you want to be part of this, you want to help us make it better, don't start advocating for baby murder. That should be obvious, but for some people it's not. And if you're having trouble understanding why murdering a baby is wrong, look into feminism. Do a deep dive into feminism. If you want to, you can get Candace Owens' book, Make Him a Sandwich. I own it, but I have not read it yet. I've got like 8 books I haven't read yet. I'm trying to get to them. But it does a deep dive on feminism, or just get on YouTube and look up the occult history of feminism. Look up the purpose of feminism in America. Look up the purpose of feminism in France. You can look all this stuff up. It's not difficult to do. Once you understand feminism, you'll understand why abortion has been normalized, why it's been called a good thing by some people. Number 4, women in power. It's not good. It goes back to feminism. Abortion's tied in there. It's all one big evil, occult, satanic blob. Women are more emotional than men. They have a proclivity to respond emotionally. Men have a proclivity to respond logically. Of course, there's people that say, well, I'm a woman. I'm not very emotional at all. I'm always logical. You're an outlier. We're talking about broad concepts across the entire spectrum of men and women and our natures. By nature, women are more emotional. That's why every day you'll see a judge in a courtroom. Oftentimes it's a white woman, sometimes a Hispanic woman, sometimes a black woman, but traditionally they're white women because they were the ones that became judges first. Okay. But anyway, every day you'll see a video or a story of a female judge who is the judge over a case where a black man murdered and raped a child. And the woman, even though that's a terrible, horrible, unforgivable act, and that person should obviously be executed, they should not be permitted to live after doing such an evil thing to somebody, ending another person's life. There should be the only mercy for this person should be, well, we want to torture you for 48 hours, 72 hours, keep you alive long enough so you experience the pain, and then finally kill you. No, be merciful. Just end it right there. Get rid of them. We don't need that in our society. That makes things worse. Justice must be served. Well, the woman says, oh, he's from a single parent household in a poor neighborhood. I think he's the real victim here. So I'm going to give him 6 months in jail and 200 hours of community service. And of course, that guy typically he avoids jail. He pays a $10,000 bond. He doesn't do the community service, and he just goes back to the streets and he murders and rapes again. Okay. This happens in politics too. You got women being emotional, although that's not as big of a problem right now because all of our politicians, men and women, are either paid off or blackmailed. So they have no autonomy anyway. But we do not want female judges. We don't want female cops and soldiers. That doesn't make sense anyway. You want police to protect and serve? Who do you want to protect and serve you? A big, strong, manly man with 1,000 testosterone, or a woman whose purpose on earth is to give birth and raise children? So if you want to be American, understand that women in power is not a good thing for the health of our country. It might make the woman feel good, might make her feel special. We're not here for that. We're not here so that one person can feel good and special. We're here to make America a better country. We're here to bring back a place where we can thrive and be happy and have real justice and not have judges making an emotional decision every time someone's murdered or raped and Their family is demanding justice for them. That family deserves justice. Evil people should be punished. Good innocent people who are harmed or killed by an evil person, they should get justice for that. Okay, America needs to be a place where justice is demanded and delivered. You can't do that when the judges who have the authority to determine what happens to a murderer or a rapist is an emotionally manipulated person who just wants everyone to feel good and have a second chance, have a third chance, have a fourth chance, have a fifth chance. No, you murdered someone in cold blood. You raped them and murdered them. You're done. I don't need a woman deciding that he needs another chance. No, he doesn't need another chance. So no women in power. That's a problem. Get rid of it completely. It's going to take a long time for it to happen. Unfortunately, our entire country is probably going to have to collapse completely. We're going to have famines and death, high crime rates. We're going to have a complete breakdown in society before people realize that putting women in power is an issue. But I'm trying to save you the time. I'm trying to nip it in the bud. We don't want to get to that point. Number 5, the last one I'm going to cover, religion, okay? Now, we've already seen what happens when satanic people are in charge of the government. I shouldn't have to explain why that's bad if you know anything about Satan. Socialism results in communism. Communism results in mass starvation and atrocious deaths. Sorry about the dog barking. It might happen again. What religion do we have? What God do we worship? What God do we base our morals and values and ethics and laws on? Well, America has, from the beginning, based it on the Christian God, which is the only one true living God. That's the only God. There's one God. It's the triune God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, we have a lot of people coming here from these other countries. Against our wishes, no one asked for this. The government just made it happen because they're bought and paid for by satanic pedophiles. They're trying to destroy our country intentionally so that they can usher in a surveillance state and turn us into slaves, basically. There are a lot of Muslims here, okay? Now, I've had Muslim coworkers that were incredible people, super nice, kind, considerate, all that stuff. That's not what Islam is. Those people don't know their own religion, or they're really, really, really good at it, and they understand you're supposed to act like that until the Muslims take power, and then you institute Sharia law, and now you got oppressed women, you have child, pedophilia, you have tax, what's it called, the jizya, the tax for all people who aren't Muslim. And if you become a Muslim to avoid the tax, and then you change your mind, you don't want to be a Muslim, they kill you. Obviously, we don't want that religion. That's terrible. That's actually, it's not even a real religion because it's not a real God, obviously. I mean, I guess it's technically a religion, but if anything can be a religion, who cares about religion, right? We care about God, not religions. But we don't want that religion because it's actually just a political ideology of conquest, just like communism, okay? We don't want to be under rule of pagans who have sex with kids and murder everyone who disagrees with them about who God is, okay? We don't want that. So if you want to come to America and be an American, you absolutely need to be a Christian. And you know what? That's why for a long time we had a lot of Mexicans coming over to America, both legal and illegal. We've had illegal Mexicans in America for a very long time, but we didn't complain much because they worshiped God. They acted like us. They worked hard. They wanted big families. They liked to have fun. They didn't like to steal. They didn't like to murder. All that jazz. We didn't have a problem with them. Okay, so be like that. So those are the 5 things I wanted to hit on. Immigration, you want high quality people that are like us or can become like us. Taxes, we don't want to give our money to satanic pedophiles. We want to keep it and build our own lives the way we want to build it because we know what to do with our money. They don't. Number 3, abortion. You can either murder babies or don't murder babies. Why do I have to explain that one to you? We don't want to murder babies in the womb. That's a bad thing. Number 4, women in power. You do not want women in power. Women were not designed to lead. Obviously, they were designed to have kids and raise the kids and nurture the kids and take care of the family. If they don't do it, who's going to do it? They're the ones that are supposed to do it. That should be obvious. Number 5, religion. We don't want religions that support pedophilia or chopping people's heads off for not adhering to the tax, for not being a Muslim. We don't want a religion that kills you if you say, I no longer want to be part of this religion. We don't want an evil, pedophilic conquest religion. So those are 5 things to help you out. If you are a recent immigrant or you want to be an immigrant, aim for those things. That'll kind of shape, at least give you a head start as to how you're supposed to be here. We want to make our country better. We don't want to make it worse. We're probably going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until we completely fall, in which case at that point we'll need to know this stuff because it'll be up to us to rebuild it. So don't take this advice for granted. I know I sometimes make bad points, but today I made some good ones. Y'all be good.